More and more expats are leaving Malaysia in recent days. Today I'm going to tell you the reasons behind this shift and what alternatives you have. Reason 1. Cost of living. Malaysia's wallet-friendly reputation has had a bit of a makeover lately. Once upon a time, Malaysia was the poster child of affordable living, drawing in folks seeking a great lifestyle without breaking the bank. But if you've been keeping an eye on the scene, you've probably noticed a shift. You see, the country's economic growth has been coming along. That's great news for development and progress, but it also means that some things aren't as pocket-friendly as they used to be. Urbanization and modernization have rolled in, bringing their own demands and costs. Let's talk real examples. Once upon a time, grabbing a coffee at a local food court was like finding a treasure in a cup. Now, well, it might hit your wallet a tad harder. Same goes for those delicious street eats that used to be dirt cheap. Even just getting around town has seen a price uptick, whether it's hopping on a train or using ride shares. Now, don't get me wrong, Malaysia still offers a lot of bang for the buck. You can enjoy a great quality of life that would cost a lot more in many other places. But that quote-unquote dirt cheap paradise reputation is evolving. With the influx of Western expats drawn in by Malaysia's charm, prices have certainly seen a bit of an uptick. Reason 2. Political instability. Alright, let's dive into the real plot twist that's been shaking Malaysia's reputation recently. The political scene. It's like a juicy drama that's been playing out on the national stage. The headlines are buzzing with stories about corruption at the highest level. Even the former Prime Minister Najib has been in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Now, here's where it gets interesting for foreigners eyeing Malaysia. When it comes to folk looking for a new place to set up life and business, people aren't just considering the scenery. They're peeking into the political climate as well. And when headlines are splattered with tales of corruption and political instability, it's like a red flag waving in the breeze. Imagine you're planning to move into a new neighborhood. Well, you hear whispers about the local authorities being a little bit sketchy. Suddenly the place doesn't look as appealing, right? That's the kind of vibe foreigners might be getting about Malaysia's political landscape. You see, political stability isn't just buzzword. It's like the backbone of a country's reputation. When top-level corruption becomes the talk of the town, it's natural for foreigners to second-guess their plans. They might worry about the impact on the economy, rule of law, and even their rights in the country. Reason 3. Anti-foreigner sentiment. Alright, let's dive into the topic that's been simmering Malaysia's pot lately. The rise of anti-foreigner sentiment. It's like a recipe with unexpected ingredients. Now you might be wondering what's fueling this shift in attitude. First, let's sprinkle in the rising living costs. The locals are feeling the pinch as prices climb, and suddenly some fingers are pointing towards the foreigners. It's like a classic case of, hey, they're taking our resources and making everything more expensive for us. By the way, it's not just about numbers, it's about emotion simmering beneath the surface. Then let's toss in a global pandemic. Well, some thought that the virus got its boarding pass from foreigners. It's like a fear of the unknown turned into spotlight on the outsiders. But here's where the intellectual twist comes in. Sure, these sentiments might seem straightforward, but they're way more nuanced. You see, it's not just about pointing fingers. It's a complex cocktail of emotions, economic anxiety, fear of health risk, and a dash of national identity pride. Reason 4. Civil and property rights. Something that's having potential investors in Malaysia scratching their heads is the civil and property rights situation. It's like a puzzle with missing pieces. Let's say you're eyeing some kind of property in one of Malaysia's cities. But there's a catch. You see, property rights in Malaysia can be a little bit of a dilemma. It's like trying to navigate a new city without a map. While foreigners can earn certain properties, there are restrictions on land and certain properties. It's like a quote-unquote buyer beware sign hanging on Malaysia's property market. Now let's switch lanes to civil rights. You know how you want to know that you're being treated fairly no matter where you're from? Well, it's precisely the same deal for investors. They want assurance that the legal system is a level playing field, regardless of their passport color. But sometimes reports on inconsistencies and complexities have been reported. So you've got this dynamic duo of property and civil rights that's shaping the landscape. It's like a scale, the potential rewards on one side, but the worries about navigating on the other. Reason 5. Malaysia My Second Home program. Let's talk about this whole visa hassle, especially the changes revolving around the Malaysia My Second Home program. This program used to be a cozy doorway that welcomed expats with open arms. It was like an invitation to come chill and enjoy Malaysia's beauties to the fullest. You had these expats settling in, enjoying local cuisines, and really becoming comfortable living in the country. But then the plot twist hits. The visa policies, the very heart of an expat's adventure, start shifting. For these expats, it's like the familiar rug got pulled from under their feet. You see, the Malaysia Home program used to be the golden ticket to living in Malaysia. It offered them longer stays, a chance to explore the country, and really sink their teeth into the Malaysian lifestyle. But then news broke out about new changes that felt like a sudden earthquake of uncertainty. You've got these expats scratching their heads and wondering what is going on. It's like you've been invited to a party and just when you're getting comfortable, somebody turns off the music. It's not just about the paperwork, it's about a sense of belonging. You see, these expats have formed connections and maybe even put down roots. While Malaysia did honor their initial agreement, many expats felt uncertain and still feel uncertain about the future of the Malaysia My Second Home program. And if you're a new expat and you were considering the Malaysia My Second Home program, it's probably out of reach for you now. The good news is that there are plenty of other options out there that you can qualify for as an expat. If you are about to reach retirement age and you're looking to settle down in a country, but Malaysia is no longer an option for you, you might want to consider relocating to a different country. And the reason behind this statement is that you need to find a simpler option. You need to find an option that's attainable for you. Many people don't want to get married just to get a visa because they want their marriage to be genuine. And who can blame them? So unless you're an expat with a very high income, chances are Malaysia is no longer an option for you. You see, that's why we've been talking about Paraguay, a country located in South America that makes it pretty easy for you to obtain temporary residency. Like Malaysia, Paraguay is a pretty welcoming country. And given Paraguay's long migration history, it's relatively safe to say that the country is very comfortable with immigrants from different regions of the planet. The same also holds true for Mexico. Mexico is an immigrant country. While you do need to prove income or savings, it's still very possible to get a residence permit in Mexico. And those who want to enjoy a little bit cooler climate, they might want to consider grabbing one of the visa options available in Eastern Europe. If you want to get more information on realistic alternatives, I highly recommend that you subscribe to our email list now. All you need to do is click on the link below the video. Thank you for watching.